Welcome to Country Carnivore. Hi, I'm Gwen. This is my follow-up video from the video I did a month ago, where basically I acknowledged that I was obsessing over numbers and results and making myself a little bit nuts. And so to hold myself accountable, I said I would, sorry, I got a lot of jingling going on here. I said I would basically stop, right? And so I confessed to you guys and wanted to basically say, I'm not going to weigh, I'm not going to count calories, I'm not going to start tracking things or continue to track things. I'm going to stop for a month. Well, I did it, and I just want to give you the results. So, in short, what I did was every time those old thoughts would start to come back, and I would start to, well, there's 150 calories in this, and oh, I shouldn't eat this until later, even though I was hungry. I just every time I had thoughts that were, I think, unhealthy thoughts. And honestly, the things that I was saying to myself in my own head, I would never say to somebody else, right? Or if I saw somebody else, if someone said them to me, I would stand up for me and say, don't say that to her. So why is it okay for me to talk to myself that way? So I stopped. So every single time I started to get those old patterns, I would I would close my eyes, and I'll explain that in a minute. And I actually have sort of an image of myself in a year. I would just bring up that image and just thank myself for being, thank my body really for being healthy and nourished and thriving, and be grateful, and just be grateful for all the healing I've had, and all the knowledge I've received. And just, again, instead of bashing myself, I really focused on being being thankful for my health every day. And so in the beginning, I'd say in the first couple of weeks, it was an active thing where I'd start to have those thoughts, and I would go to that image and close my eyes. And the reason I close my eyes is I don't really think about things with my eyes closed. It's not something I do. And so for me, the physical act of closing my eyes almost puts me in a different place. Like, it really kind of jars me because it's not normally how I process thoughts. I know some people do, I don't. So it's a very intentional act that I think helped me snap my head out of it. So I started noticing, and like the last week, even maybe 10 days, I'm like, I'm only thinking about that like twice a day. And when I'm having those thoughts of gratitude, it's intentional, right? It's almost like, hey, I haven't thought about it today. And I want to take a moment to focus on viewing myself through kind eyes and being grateful. And so this morning, actually last night when I went to bed, I was like, do I even want to weigh myself in the morning? I really thought about it, and I thought about the different results, right? So it's going to be flat, gained, lost, right? How do I feel? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I really accomplished my goal, and that I stopped spinning in what I think was an unhealthy mindset. It really did. And I have a tool now that I can use whenever I start to do that again. So got on the scale this morning, and I lost 2 pounds. And I have a smart scale, so I can see that it was 2 pounds of fat. And I felt great all month. I really, every time I started to fight myself, I listened to my body and did what I needed. I'd eat and go, that wasn't enough food, and I'd eat more. And so I'm going to keep it up. I mean, 2 pounds, yeah, it's not much, but let's see what happens next month. I'm going to do it again. So I'm not going to weigh myself again. I'm going to continue to say nice things to myself and just be appreciative of all the healing. I mean, things doctors said could never be healed. Like, this is just it. You're just are healed, right? So that's a miracle, and that's something to celebrate every day, several times a day. So I'm going to continue to do that. Anyway, I just want to, the flies like me today. I want to say thank you so much for your support in the comments. That was a vulnerable video for me to make, and you guys were really supportive, and I just appreciate it. And I find that within the carnivore community, people really are supportive, and it's wonderful, and we need it, right? We're doing something that's off the charts, not supported by general medicine, the general mindset, and it's not easy. And but man, is it a healing protocol? Holy cow. So let's support each other. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. And I just wanted to give you an update. Thanks again. I really appreciate it.